You're listening to the Sales Success Stories podcast, where we deconstruct world-class sales performers to provide insights and strategies to help you improve. To learn more, visit us at top1.fm. Here's your host, Scott Ingram.
Today, I have the 17th sample story for you from the Sales Success Stories book, which contains 60 of these stories from 20 top 1% sales professionals. This one comes from Phil Terrill, who just published his own book called 4 F's to Transform Life's Challenges into Powerful Breakthroughs. Here he is with today's story.
Story 60. I love sales. In my previous story, I introduced the 4F model that helped me transform a dormant customer into a net new win for Microsoft. However, I left out the story of the journey, effort, and long back and forth discussion about digital transformation within an industry that was on the brink of severe disruption. Think of this as the Amazon effect, in which anything that was brick and mortar business needed to rethink how they plan to go to market in the future. At that time, one of my retail customers was really looking at how to evolve their company to match the frictionless way Amazon was targeting their customers. In reality, my customer was trying to figure out how to stay relevant enough for survival. That approach meant revamping their approach to investing in technology. Before I go too far, pay close attention to how I detail out this year-long engagement that developed with a really well-known global retailer in Southern California. When I met this customer, they were moving down from a higher tier segment within the company and required significant investment, or they perceived this as required treatment, based on their IT manager's previous purchase in the region at another global retailer. However, this was my first meeting with the customer, and it took a while to get it on the calendar. Let me give you a quick tip. Account transitioning from the new fiscal year to the next appears seamless, but it is often the very opposite. In other words, prepare to be surprised by slow processes. Once the account was transitioned, I quickly realized the influence the previous account manager had on the customer. My stakeholder was impressed with my ability to get a meeting put together so quickly, given name recognition was part of my territory optimization plan. On the podcast, I referenced being able to humanize the relationship with technology, and that my first conversations with customers were hardly ever about just tech. My approach was to engage the new contact right where he was, because we actually started at our respective companies around the same time. Doing critical research on your stakeholders is vital to the long-term success of any seller or person trying to make inroads with a new customer. Leverage social media and other platforms to understand your buyer, establish a persona, and feed those interests to ensure you are learning about the person behind the decision maker. When I realized his interests, we connected at varying levels, and this allowed me the opportunity to build a genuine connection. Our mutual interest in dogs, sports, good whiskey, and the sun were always talking points. Just imagine if I could talk about LeBron going to the Lakers at that time. After the connection was developed, I started to focus on providing valuable insights into the industry, access to in-market events, technical resources, and information on new technology that could improve their bottom line for IT and beyond. The first step was gaining the relationship, and now the focus became influence. The better the resource and timeliness of that value, the better off our discussions were about looking at other technology. I was able to steer the conversation towards a full portfolio review, leading to a conversation about how to optimize our investments so as to receive the same functionality. At this point, it was critical to know my product or solution in order to present immediate value or advice that the customer could review to take action. This moment was critical because I knew that influence was established. We discussed areas they could divest or remove because the investment in a consolidated approach was extremely favorable to the company. In addition, we could reimagine how the company operationalized their retail footprint around the world. To help the customer reach this destination, my first step was learning about the person who was going to make the decision. Every demo or proof of concept was a brick laid to help us get to the right foundation. My customer had tangible experiences and data at their fingertips to see the possibilities of a revamped technology roadmap. This included closing a 3-year net new deal, inked at close to $1.8 million in total value to the customer. While a portion of that value was retired in quota, the impact in helping a customer achieve digital transformation was widely appreciated. The deployment against our roadmap has started making this a huge milestone for my initial stakeholder. Even with this success, I am sure you are still wondering how this was really completed end to end. Well, some of that story is left out because the details might not be cool with Microsoft's legal team. However, I did want you to know what the SALES acronym is all about, as these were the lessons I learned from collaborating with this retailer as their account executive. Scale. No one person alone can win the war. Identify who is better than you and utilize their intelligence, expertise, and resources to help your customers. Agility. Create a service level agreement or SLA with your customers that is realistic. Customers demand a lot, but you have to set expectations based on what you can actually deliver on time and at scale. There's a partnership that has to be established, and time is a finite resource. Treat yours and theirs as such. Leverage. My greatest successes in business, whether sales or not, directly correlate to leveraging the incredible work and talents of others to create progress. Progress is defined by business value solutions, straightforward results, and an undeniable appetite for excellence. The team won with our customers because of leveraging each other in our best ways to be successful. Experience. The best teacher of them all. The only way to get results is to have skin in the game and just go for it. Otherwise, you might as well go do something else with your time. Michael Jordan said, "I can accept failure, but I cannot accept not trying." And that is an excellent perspective from arguably the greatest to ever do it in any sport. Sacrifice. Success is about failing so fast that your next success makes you forget you ever failed in the first place. You have to be willing to go beyond the status quo for your customers. Bring them on the journey with you, and it will be a different experience. Show them you are willing and able, but do it in a manner that exudes excellence. Be healthy and balanced in the process. No sale is worth dying over. Trust me on that one. Make that one extra call or type that one last email to a customer in order to increase the chances. The best are great because they do that little bit more than the others. Greatness is a state of mind and not just a destination. The SALES acronym is a framework that I still consider in my actions as it provides key objectives or skills that I should constantly be driving towards with customers and partners. I hope you are able to utilize the stories to help you reach the 1% of performers. See you at the top.
If you like these stories, feel free to check out some of the other samples. If you go to top1.fm and click on the All Episodes link in the top left-hand corner, you'll find a list of all of them there. While you're on the website, be sure to join the listener list because it won't be long now before we release our next book called B2B Sales Mentors, and the listener list is the very best place to get those updates and offers. And if you'd like more from Phil Terrill specifically, I'd encourage you to pick up his book, 4 F's to Transform Life's Challenges into Powerful Breakthroughs, and you can also listen to our interview together back in episode 39. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned next week for another deep dive interview with a top-performing B2B sales professional.
Thanks for listening to the Sales Success Stories podcast. To be sure you never miss an episode, and for an invitation to our sales success community powered by Influitive, subscribe to our newsletter at top1.fm.